My mother-in-law changed my house locks while I was at work. She had no idea what was coming. The security camera blinked at me as I stood frozen on my front porch. My entire body ached after a brutal 12-hour shift in the emergency room. My scrubs smelled faintly of disinfectant and exhaustion. All I wanted was a hot shower, a quiet dinner, and sleep. Instead, I was locked out of my own house. 3 cardboard boxes sat beside the front door. My clothes, my books, my wedding album. Everything tossed inside carelessly, as if my life meant nothing. Then the doorbell camera crackled to life. A familiar face appeared on the screen. Patricia Williams, my mother-in-law. She smiled. Not a kind smile, a victorious one. "Well, Emma," she said sweetly, "I suppose you're finally getting the message." My stomach twisted. "Open the door, Patricia." She laughed. "I don't think so." I stared at the screen. 5 years. 5 years of marriage. 5 years of enduring this woman's insults. 5 years of pretending everything would eventually get better. It never did. The first time I met Patricia, she looked me up and down and asked David if I was just a phase. At family dinners, she criticised everything. My job, my appearance, my culture, my cooking, even the way I laughed. David always defended me. But Patricia never stopped. She couldn't. In her mind, no woman would ever be good enough for her son. And now she had crossed a line I never imagined. "Where is David?" I asked. Patricia crossed her arms. "He's finally realised what a mistake he made." My heart skipped. "What are you talking about?" "He left you." I felt a strange calm settle over me, not because I believed her, because I didn't. Something was wrong, very wrong. David and I had spoken that morning. He told me he loved me. He kissed my forehead before I left for work. Nothing about this made sense. "Let me talk to him." "He doesn't want to talk to you." "Then put him on the phone." No, the smugness in her voice made my blood boil. I glanced toward the security camera mounted under the roof. Patricia didn't know something important. Everything she said was being recorded, automatically backed up, directly to cloud storage. I had installed the system myself. Every second of this conversation was being saved. "Patricia," I said carefully, "you have exactly one opportunity to tell me the truth." Her smile faded slightly. "The truth is that this family is done with you." I looked at the front door, then at the boxes, then back at the camera. "My name is on the deed." Silence. A brief flicker of confusion crossed her face. "What?" "This house belongs to me." She laughed again. "No, it belongs to David." "No." I pulled up a scanned copy of the property deed on my phone. My name, my mortgage, my payments. The silence lasted longer this time. I could almost hear her thinking, You're lying." "I'm not." For the first time that evening, Patricia looked nervous. And that was when I knew she hadn't planned this carefully. She thought she was untouchable. She thought she could bully me into disappearing. Big mistake. Huge mistake. I walked back to my car and sat behind the wheel. Then I called the one person I trusted completely. Jennifer, my lawyer, my best friend. She answered immediately. "What happened?" "Patricia changed the locks." There was a pause. Then, "She did what?" I explained everything. By the time I finished, Jennifer was furious. "Emma, that's illegal on about 12 different levels." "I know. Where's David?" "That's the problem." Jennifer became serious. "Have you spoken to him today?" "No." "That's not like him." "No." A chill ran through me. David always answered. Always. Something wasn't right. "Call the police," Jennifer said. "Not yet." "Emma, I have a feeling there's more going on." After hanging up, I called someone else. Mark, David's younger brother. He answered instantly. "Emma? Can you reach David?" "No." My heart sank. "What do you mean, no?" "I've been trying all day." The feeling in my stomach turned to ice. Something had happened. And Patricia knew exactly what it was. 20 minutes later, Mark arrived. I told him everything. His face became pale. "Mum's completely lost it." "You think David's at your parents' house?" Mark nodded slowly. "Honestly? Yeah." We drove there immediately. The mansion sat in darkness. Patricia's car was parked outside. So was David's. My pulse quickened. We went inside. The house was silent. Too silent. Then we heard something upstairs. A thud. Mark and I exchanged glances. We followed the sound to Robert's old study. The door was locked. A faint light glowed underneath. I knocked. "David?" Silence. Then, "Emma?" His voice sounded weak, confused, drugged. My blood ran cold. The door opened. David nearly collapsed into my arms. His eyes were glassy, his movements slow, unsteady. "What happened to you?" I whispered. He blinked. "Mum said I needed rest." "Did she give you something?" His expression changed. "The tea?" I felt rage explode inside me. Days, She had been drugging him for days, keeping him confused, keeping him isolated, manipulating him, controlling him, exactly the way she had controlled everyone around her for decades. Only this time she went too far, way too far. An ambulance arrived within minutes. The police followed. Toxicology tests revealed sedatives in David's system. Strong ones. Not enough to kill him, but enough to keep him compliant. Enough to cloud his judgment, enough to make him vulnerable. Patricia wasn't home when police arrived. She had fled. Cowards always run. But evidence doesn't. The security footage, the medical reports, text messages, voicemails, emails, everything I had quietly documented over the years. Every threat, every insult, every act of harassment, I had saved it all, just in case. And now that evidence became a mountain she couldn't climb. 3 days later, she was arrested. The trial lasted months. The truth shocked everyone. Patricia had spent years manipulating her family, lying, controlling, threatening. Even her husband admitted he'd been afraid of her. David testified. So did Mark. So did I. The jury listened. The evidence spoke for itself. When the verdict was read, Patricia finally lost that smug smile. She was convicted. As officers led her away in handcuffs, she looked directly at me. For the first time in 5 years, I saw fear in her eyes. Not power, not control, fear. Because she finally understood something. I wasn't the weak daughter-in-law she thought I was. I wasn't going anywhere. A year later, David and I sat on the porch of our new home. A small farmhouse surrounded by open fields and peace. No drama, no manipulation, no Patricia. Just us. The evening sun painted the sky golden orange. David squeezed my hand. You saved me. I shook my head. No. He smiled softly. You fought for us when I couldn't. Tears filled my eyes. For years I thought strength meant enduring pain quietly. I was wrong. Real strength means standing up when someone tries to destroy everything you love. Patricia wanted revenge because she couldn't control me. Instead, she lost everything she spent her life trying to control. And we gained something far more valuable. Freedom, trust, peace. The locks she changed that night were supposed to keep me out. Instead, they opened the door to a future she could never take away from us. And that was the sweetest revenge of all.